Alright, my friends, we need to hold an intervention for Nintendo because this company has bombed itself in the Pokeballs way too many times to count. The Nintendo Switch hasn't even had a chance to leave an impression on the gaming community, and some are already swearing that it'll be Nintendo's biggest failure. I'm Whitney Van Lanningham, and today we're looking at Nintendo's worst fails because both the fans and Mario deserve better. Fail number 5, the Wii Fit, aka the Nintendo doormat. Remember buying one of these? Yeah, me too. Remember using it more than once? Me neither. Technically speaking, the Wii Fit and Balance Board wasn't a commercial failure. The game sold over 22 million units and is one of the most purchased games in history. But don't let its popularity fool you. The Wii Fit was a low-key fail. The Wii Fit was abandoned as quickly as it was adopted, like any fitness regimen. Promising yourself that you're gonna work out more never works. For example, I tell myself every New Year's Eve that this is the year that I'm finally gonna get abs. But at the end of the day, I still kind of treat my body less like a temple and more like a Pizza Hut. One of Nintendo's greatest issues is that it's painted itself into a corner with gimmicky technology. Arguably, the Wii Fit's commercial success might have hurt Nintendo in the long run by affirming a belief that gimmicks are worth the development time and spotlight, despite their lack of staying power. Fail number 4, their piracy paranoia. Nintendo's fear of piracy and loss of profits has consistently influenced poor business decisions that repeatedly bite them in the ass. Back in the 90s, the console industry began to switch from cartridges to discs, but Nintendo stuck with cartridges for their N64 system. There are numerous reasons why Nintendo was slow to adopt discs, but a primary concern was no good, dirty, rotten, pilfering, pillaging pirates, and not the Johnny Depp kind. Their reason? Cartridges are more complex and harder to duplicate. Cartridges also held less information, so third-party game developers had less incentive to make N64 games over PlayStation and PC games. Nintendo addressed this mistake with the Gamecube by switching from cartridges to discs, except they used itty-bitty little baby discs, so really they just repeated the same mistake. In addition to limiting Nintendo's catalog of games, Nintendo's preoccupation with smaller discs made it miss out on the whole DVD boom. The Gamecube just couldn't keep up with all-in-one entertainment systems like the Xbox and the PS2. Fail number 3, the Virtual Boy. Don't let the recent popularity of the Oculus Rift fool you. Tech nerds have been trying to make virtual reality a thing since the dawn of the microchip. Trying is the operative word there because, man, there have been a lot of failures, one of them being Nintendo's 1995 Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy wasn't a cool alternative for nerdy straight girl dating, but it was a cumbersome system that attempted to simulate 3D gameplay by using red monochromatic graphics. Unfortunately, playing the system was like eating a bad nausea-inducing 1-Up mushroom. Or like a nausea-inducing magic mushroom. We've all been there, right? No? Just me? Cool. Powering through a migraine wasn't even worth it. The Virtual Boy lacked a catalog of memorable games, unless you were really into Satanic Wario.
Hail Bowser!
Fail number 2, the Wii U. After years of Nintendo pushing away third-party developers and embracing risky gimmicks, the Wii U's failure was almost inevitable. It blatantly rode the coattails of the Wii's casual-friendly charm. Except, most casual gamers didn't realize that the Wii U was a system in its own right, and not just a tablet accessory to Wii. Add all these elements together and you've got yourself a console that developers didn't bother with, hardcore gamers didn't respect, and casual gamers didn't even know existed. The Wii U didn't even make solid use of its one gimmick. Most games only used the Wii U gamepad as a duplicate main screen, and the few games that committed to fully exploring the tablet's capabilities were undersold or critically panned. And fail number 1, the Philips CDI. Remember like a minute and a half ago when we were talking about Nintendo's aversion to discs? Well, pirates weren't the only reason it took them forever to adopt to disc media. No, for that you can also blame the Philips CDI. As the story goes, Nintendo teamed up with electronic giants Philips and Sony to develop disc compatibility for their systems. The project quickly became a tumultuous on-again, off-again love affair between the companies, culminating in both Sony and Nintendo backing out of development. Like a scorned Taylor Swift, Sony turned the breakup into billions of dollars by taking everything they learned from Nintendo and creating the PlayStation. Philips, meanwhile, went ahead with the CDI console, a massively expensive all-in-one gaming gaming system that had horrible games and the worst controller in history. Due to legal contracts, Philips was able to release and subsequently butcher several Nintendo titles. Nintendo, on the other hand, got nothing out of the deal. You know, besides inadvertently creating their greatest rival and putting a black mark on their most iconic franchises. And with that, we conclude our list of the greatest Nintendo fails. What do you guys think? Will the Switch repeat years of missteps and become Nintendo's next biggest failure? Also, do me a solid and super smash that subscribe button. It's the only way I can afford to feed my Nintendogs. Actually, now that I joke about it, I don't think I've fed that dog in about 8 years.